Hi, I'm Michael Fry, President and CEO of Deepwater Subsea. On this daily grind, I talk about why it's important not to be a dinosaur. Get outside that comfort zone and get moving, because if you don't evolve, you become extinct. So let's get into the show. So we talk about getting outside your comfort zone. Something I think is important to note is, as I was coming up through my career, I had the opportunity to become the manager of the major spares group for a major drilling contractor. Basically being over department for all the capital assets, the spare assets that the company had. The interesting thing about it is it was the first time in my career that I was pulled away from my primary discipline of subsea. And I can remember the opportunity being presented to me, and they said, "Hey, we'd like you to become the manager of this program." And for the most part, I dug my feet in the ground because it was an uncomfortable thought to get away from my primary discipline. And my director at the time used to tell me over and over again, if you want to evolve in your career, you need to step outside your comfort zone. And my comfort zone was 100% subsea and the discipline of subsea. The thing that I found the most interesting, though, is once I got outside and got that promotion, my development as a manager took off to an entirely different level. And the reason I say that is I had to learn all the different company systems. I had to learn, asset planning, asset management, the financial portion of it, the budgeting, the kind of maintenance planning, things that I did in subsea, but now we're talking about at the corporate level. So I was working with a completely different group of people, working in systems that I've never worked in before, working with teams that I've never worked with before, because I had teams that worked for me that weren't subsea guys. So for the first time, I was having to deal with a different level of knowledge, which kind of pushed me outside my comfort zone. And the reason I want to talk about the comfort zone so much today is, as we close out 2015, I made a post the other day, and somebody commented to it, and they said, "Hey, look, subsea guys have a lot that they can bring to the table," and I agree with that 100%. We have knowledge and skills, and everybody has knowledge and skills that they've developed over their career that they could use in different disciplines. So for me, this daily grind, get outside your comfort zone. If there's an opportunity for a promotion, a job, or even, I'll be honest, even a demotion to a different type of position, but something that keeps you in the game and keeps the hustle going, I think you should take a look at it. For me, my best kind of career growth and personal and professional development came when I stepped outside my comfort zone. Becoming the manager of the major spares group, having to learn about thrusters, top drives, mud pumps. When we looked at what we had as a company, what we could identify in the systems, we actually had to go and create a whole new system because the current ERP systems that the company had didn't communicate with each other. So when somebody said, "Hey, Mike, how many of these do we have? I had to go run a report. Well, what's the plan for this for 2013? I had to go run another report. What are we going to do for this? Had to go run another report. And what ended up happening is I was fortunate to get with a very smart software engineer, get access to all the company's databases, and we went in and we created a program that allowed us with a click of a button to go find the information that we were looking for. But in my normal role as a subsea subject matter expert, I would have never got that experience if I wasn't willing to step outside my comfort zone. And let alone be willing, I was actually kind of, in a way, professionally forced outside my comfort zone. And to those managers and directors, I'm grateful for that because, again, it helped me excel in my development in ways that I've never had before. So we talk about getting outside your comfort zone. Look for opportunities that are in the industry and go after them. It could be maintenance planning, it could be project management, it could be anything that you have skills in. Go after them and try to advance your knowledge and advance your experience. Because as we talked about in previous episodes, that CV at the end of the day, the more that you can add to it, the better off you're going to be in the long run. So for me, this daily grind, get outside your comfort zone. Push yourself to be better than what you are today. Don't be afraid to get away from your primary discipline to learn something new. So when we talk about pushing ourselves, something to think about is, what is your current weaknesses? We talk about strengths and weaknesses and fill in the gaps. We do that here at Deepwater Subsea through our qualification assessments. We talk to the guys in the field, we find out what their strengths are, we find out what their weaknesses are, and then we help provide opportunities for learning to fill those gaps. But sometimes as an individual, you need to look in the mirror. And I've told the story before, and I'll make it real brief. When I was on recruiting duty, my boss used to tell us, if you can look in the mirror and tell me that you did everything that you needed to do for the day, well, then you could go home. The reality was that mirror was there to make sure you looked satisfactory before you went out into the public. But can you look into the mirror and say, I am where I need to be for my career? I know everything I need to know as the part of the job that I have for my discipline. I'll be honest, the majority of you, the answer is no. Because there's times that when I look in the mirror and go, do I know everything I need to know as the owner of a company? That answer is no. So that's why I go to courses, that's why I read books, that's why I watch videos, always trying to accelerate my learning. So for me, when we talk about getting outside your comfort zone, find those gaps, find your weaknesses, and then go after them and try to fill them. What you'll find out is you'll accelerate much faster in your career, and just as a professional, because you're filling those gaps of areas that you need development in. And just kind of wrapping up this daily grind, they talk about, dinosaurs in the industry, and, if you don't evolve, you become extinct. The same thing comes for you and your disciplines. If you're not evolving yourself in your professional development, others are going to pass you by. There's guys out there today who are hustling 24/7. They want to be back in the game, and they're willing to do whatever it takes to make it to the next level or just to make it to the next position. If you don't evolve yourself as a person and as a professional, someone's going to pass you by, and sooner or later you're going to become extinct. That's something to think about in this downturn. Before, when there was just a vast amount of opportunities that were presented to us because the industry during the new build cycle and the big boom, there were positions that couldn't get filled. So guys were moving up very quickly, promotion via attrition. But now that the coin's kind of flipped, and now there aren't very many positions that are available to guys in the industry. So the stronger you are as a professional, the better your CV is, the more that you can bring to the table, the more opportunities that you're going to have available to you. So that's something to think about. You need to evolve, or you need to become extinct. So kind of wrapping up this daily grind, get outside that comfort zone. Do whatever it takes to make it to the next level, and you'll see opportunities present themselves to you.